Welcome to the Battle of Psychics, the unique and exhilarating television project where clairvoyants face tests and challenges continues. Now, with 6 participants fighting in our intense battle, today one will inevitably leave defeated.
But first, right before your eyes, psychics will pass new tests. One of them hasn't seen sunlight for 3 years.
I have a lot of estimates here.
Can psychics find the prisoner? They can't even see his eyes. Honest psychics are looking for the owner of the wallet.
A man. Young.
Like a curious dog intently sniffing at the door.
The mysterious death of a police officer.
Who set his car ablaze deliberately?
The 2 young men was drunk, he stopped them himself.
When we meticulously prepare tests for our psychics, we make sure the tasks are impossible for an ordinary person. However, sometimes you, the insightful viewers of this program, can attempt these tests alongside the clairvoyants. This is one such occasion, so pay close attention.
For this in-depth experiment, we have invited 6 ordinary individuals, each differing in gender, age, and social status, each with a unique destiny. One has endured a harrowing and almost incredible test. For 3.5 years, this man was presumed dead for over 1,000 days without exposure to sunlight. One of them was held captive for about 180 weeks. Can psychics sense the energy of someone forcibly deprived of their liberty? Can you visually identify which of the 6 participants was captured? What does your intuition suggest? Have you decided?
Very soon we will find out whether your 6th sense is well developed. But before psychics appear on the set, we decided to complex or this test even more for them.
The complexity of this experiment decided to experience for herself an independent journalist.
It's probably not the girl in the pink skirt, as she seems quite optimistic.
However, she could not determine by the backs of these people's heads which of them was in captivity.
It seems to me that it is almost impossible to determine a person from the back because there is no possibility of focusing on any objective reasons.
This is the opinion of the average person, but what will people with paranormal abilities say? Watching the progress of this incredibly complex ordeal will be our constant skeptic, Sergei Safronov.
Psychics will appear here, and I will ask you not to react in any way to what they will say during this trial. You must not turn to face them until I ask you to.
Will psychics, without seeing the faces of these people, be able to look into their past? Can the clairvoyants tell who was captured?
Hello, Alexander.
Alexander Litvin is the first to start this test.
Alexander, there are 6 people in front of you. They were all different ages, different genders, but one of them was the captivity. Your task is to find the prisoner.
I'll try.
You absolutely cannot look them in the eye. In short, under any circumstances, you should not cross this line. You have 10 minutes left.
Alexander, what did you do now?
I tried to determine which of them were held captive by their energy potential.
There is something...
Definitely. I suppose this man. Some changed signal occurs at approximately the same moment. This is a slightly modified signal. I think this suggests that there were limitations.
I'll ask the girl to turn to us. Does she look like a prisoner?
When they actually take it, they don't choose external data, I think.
Allow me to now ask the individual who was indeed captive to turn towards us.
This girl's name is Ekaterina Mamontova. On October 30th, 2000, in the center of Ryazan, she and her friend were kidnapped by a 50-year-old locksmith on the way from a disco. He brought underage girls, here in this cramped basement.
We tried to scream at first, but that couldn't hear us because there was soundproofing there. That is, no one helped us.
For 3 years and a half, while the police searched for the girls, he did not release them from the concrete trap. All this time they were his sex slaves 2 times right here, our heroine Katya, had to assist girlfriend's birth. Is it indeed true that this girl bears the indelible mark of a slave, and that an individual with paranormal abilities is capable of perceiving her? Our primary psychic, Alexander Litvin, could not pinpoint the prisoner.
The fact is that information usually comes from the face more than from the occipital.
I understand your point. This magician, despite the intricate nature of the test, managed to narrow down the search to 2 individuals within 2 minutes.
Here raises my doubts. I have a lot of confusion here. Well, in principle, here who have been beaten by life. A lot of negativity has been experienced, but here there is a lot of negativity regarding addiction, which is very similar to energy. Of captivity, I will not prolong the girl.
So,
please provide us with the details of what happened, including the locations and times involved.
There was a man there, and whom you knew.
No, I never knew him before.
He was recently...
Well, it was quite a long time ago. That is, in the year 2000, I was captured.
He did it. But Vlad still did not answer a more detailed question.
To be honest, I'm astonished because he told me something that makes me believing in it.
Nizirodi Nirzaev was unable to persuade our heroine of the reality of supernatural powers.
Yes.
Lilia Bull.
You failed?
And the clairvoyant Elena Smilova generally stated,
The corpse is my goal, no. It seemed to me that this was just some kind of reservation. That is, in fact, she doesn't know anything.
The only thing I can kind of justify psychics is that they can't see your eyes. This is what complicates today's challenge.
Our final contestant is Shaman Koshita. Under such difficult conditions, he decided to turn to his proven method.
Let them not look at my face and choose each of these stones with their eyes closed. When it is a little difficult for me, these stones tell me.
Please.
You know, you don't look at me. I want you to choose a stone from here. I'll take away love. Take it, please.
What do we do next?
Give me a pebble. Don't be offended, Sunshine. You haven't found your love yet in life, but you will meet it. This guy doesn't believe it at all.
You can have a stone in.
Looking for love, give me your pebbles.
The guardian angel himself provides assistance.
You know, this woman in her youth experienced deep and intense stress. She can't be in such dark rooms because past fears haunt her all the time. I see there was a period in her life when she was incredibly vulnerable. Humiliated psychologically and morally. Sexually assaulted.
The criminal did not only physically rape Katya and her friend, he constantly exerted psychological pressure on them. For assault, he interfered with water, blocked the air in the basement, terrible memories of years of sexual slavery. Even after the release, the girl was not asleep for a long time.
I was afraid to fall asleep with the lights off. I was afraid to sleep alone. I slept with my mother. I was afraid that I would open my eyes in the morning and find myself there again.
She escaped from the terrible captivity thanks to the lucky chance of... Girl, you are alive there. Accustomed to the submission of victims. One day the rapist still allowed Katya to rise to the surface.
Then she managed to pass the note to the neighbor girl, and a day later, the police arrested the slave owner.
She's blessed with strong guardian angels, and the Lord has granted her life.
Experiencing the emotions that this girl faced, the shaman Tokajeta confidently displayed the captive.
Here.
I request you, girl you selected, to turn towards her. Does it seem she's a prisoner?
I have vague visions of a car with a man driving who had an angry, hardened face. I see a semi-dark room, and for some reason, not just you, 2 women. You must leave your past behind, not dwell on it, and let it stay in the past.
So absolutely true?
In fact, I am in such an intense shock. That is, she not only chose me, but she also shared a lot and everything was absolutely true. Therefore, I believed her without hesitation. And if I had any doubts about the nature of psychics, their extraordinary ability simply dispelled them. 1 second.
So the psychics Shaman Kajite and Vlad Kadoni managed to pass this test and leave their competitors behind, but everything could change. Very unexpected, because the main test is still ahead.
Meanwhile, all our psychics are waiting for one very famous person, but whether they get to visit him depends only on the psychics themselves.
My wallet. The test. Yes, you came and said wallet. I almost swore at this very thing.
This individual absolutely doesn't trust any psychics.
This is entirely external and superficial.
Stanislav Zadalski categorically refuses to recognize their abilities.
The age range of 55-60 is a complete fabrication.
I'm 18.
But he had unfortunately lost his wallet. Is it possible for psychics to return it to its owner?
If I discover his spirit, I will locate him.
Mine. In front of the department with extraordinary ambassador.
Very often we find lost things on the street, and the most honest citizens try to return them to their rightful owners. But finding the owner of the missing is sometimes very difficult. To do this, people write an advertisement in newspapers and hand over the lost to the Lost Property Bureau. I wonder if it is possible to find a distracted person using psychic abilities. For the purpose of our experiment, the renowned actor from theater and cinema, Stanislav Sadalski, graciously agreed to portray. He accidentally dropped his wallet right at the entrance to his own house.
Get away from
car then. Why are you walking?
Here. Get away from here. He walks by himself. I don't know what he walks.
A famous individual resides in this entrance on the 4th floor, specifically in apartment number 8.
Everything that is connected with extrasensory, he treats with great suspicion. Why are you here?
Firstly, received an abundant blessing.
2. Each of us had this gift, and subsequently, following the fall, the impact left its mark.
So we want to find fragments of this gift, and does it really exist?
With God.
It is a nuanced task for psychics, using the energy connection between the object and its owner. They must locate the wallet's owner.
The clairvoyant knows nothing about this man. In front of them are 5 floors, 16 huge apartments, and several people live in each. Will the psychics be able to find the only among the many doors that hide the real owner of this thing? Stanislav Sadalski will closely monitor all movements of his priceless wallet at the monitor.
My wallet. Test. Yes, you came and said wallet. I almost swore at this very thing.
One stumbled upon a lost wallet shaman gadget from Kazakhstan. At this point, we found a wallet. The owner of this wallet lives in this place. You need to use your spatial abilities. Find the owner of the wallet.
Can I lift it?
Of course.
A man. Young.
Seems like you're nipping around like a curious dog at the door.
Are you looking for smell?
I kind of scanned it through a wallet. If I discover his spirit, I will locate him. In my opinion, there are absolutely no traces of any energetic smells.
The shaman continued on, moving past 2 floors and pausing at the 3rd.
I can hear his thoughts.
It's as if the door on this side. From this point, echoes can be distinctly heard.
Sadalski's apartment is just 1 floor above, with only a flight of stairs dividing Shamanka from the target.
Smell comes. Okay.
Caught his smell. He emerged in this manner, standing right there.
Stopping.
You might realize that could actually be.
Come on, honey's right here.
Number 8 is undeniably not my choice.
8.
My choice.
8.
I'm saying 8.
Something pulls me here and there. Well, this way.
Just a bit more.
Yes.
That is amazing. Well done. He plays well.
There's no one.
Empty. No one opens the apartment, which means it's wrong.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Why was he standing here, huh?
So the shaman correctly identified the floor on which the owner of the wallet lives. And she even stood on the threshold of his apartment, but something prevented her from making the right choice.
I smelled one, but I saw another. Then all these smells got mixed up. I have such a mess in my head.
Next, the psychic sorcerer Vlad Kadoni decided to take the test with maximum comfort.
Let's go to the top floor and then go down from the top.
The vocabulary of the provincial sorcerer promptly upset the
Stanislav Sadalski.
In the elevator, the village elevator.
From that moment, any psychic actions that caused personal dislike affected the actor even more strongly.
This is entirely external. I have affection for people on the inner path.
Vlad Kadoni scanned all the floors from top to bottom, and at the end of the way made out.
Apartment 7.
Ex-apartment of the Ambassador Extraordinary Plenipotentiary.
Consequently, Vlad, similar to the previous psychic, did not succeed.
Of course not at all.
But Customs Officer Alexander Litvin took the wallet in his hands for only a few seconds at the very beginning of the test.
Then he read the information from the energy left on his palms.
Above average height, man. Well, I don't see him here at the moment. He's probably much higher. The enlarged entire body of a man in full age. Well, his age, how to put it, is somewhere between 55 and 60 years. No.
13.
An energetic person. You writing something?
Not an artist. I write, work a lot on the internet.
A creative person is a creative person.
Well, now, if you mention actor, it's inevitable someone will say it can't be like that 100%.
One job for many years, one job.
All right, let's keep searching. In which apartment exactly?
I can sense it right here.
Is it?
Absolutely, indeed. I'll call this apartment.
Well, probably just using the poking method. I took it, poked it, and that's it.
If you have made your choice, please.
That was probably wrong.
Such a hello. Hello, hello. Sasha, want to drink cognacs?
No, thank you.
Don't you take it?
Because I work, the task was to bring you back.
Wallet.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Good day.
Farewell.
Well, we succeed practically all the tests.
It is well known that customs officers take themselves very seriously, as they should.
The following psychics, although they spent a lot of time searching, did not find the owner of the wallet. Lilia Bull headed to the apartment at number 10. Rozaev chose the same door as Vlad.
Okay, happens. But to be honest, this is not my job. The last tests began Elena Smelova. She instantly counted the thoughts of the man beside her.
Which one of you is hurrying me? Go, go, go. Faster, faster.
Our test has indeed taken much longer than we anticipated. Elena, notice the image of the man who owns the wallet.
For some reason, it seems to me that he should have
A lot of
shoes. I see shoe shelves.
Possesses a large size, specifically 47, and I decide to purchase every pair available.
He definitely doesn't let him to his inner world. Man's fingers are incredibly long, slender, and beautifully elegant.
Right? Fingers are long.
The hand is beautiful. I don't know why I have a glass in this hand.
In that moment, Stanislav Sadalski first experienced the eerie sensation of being observed through solid walls.
Well said, Glass. Definitely, in general, this is the strongest shows of all these strongest.
Elena had already approached the door through which she managed to see the owners of the purse.
I don't know. I just like this door and that's it.
Are you sure this is the apartment?
You're in a hurry.
I said the strongest is quite accomplished. The strongest, I said. This is the genuine one. Greetings, dear. Hello. I really want you to win and genuinely succeed. It's just that I kept a journal.
It is a triumph for psychics. They have opened the right door in this entrance. Although actor Stanislav Sadalski lost his wallet pretend, our experiment was as close to real life as possible, but now our psychics are waiting for the last test, and this time they will have to face a real tragedy.
Parents discovered their son's corpse in a charred vehicle.
In Black's hands, there are the spine and the skull.
Who required the demise of a police officer?
Related to a girl. There was a young girl, the name.
Yes.
The wife is in lover, exhibits a somewhat negative disposition during disagreements.
Indeed, they have initiated divorce proceedings.
In the time that the Battle of Psychics is on the air, several thousand people have contacted us. Most of them want clairvoyants to answer their questions, and there are requests that we simply cannot refuse. Recently, we learned about a tragedy that no one can find any explanation for a year.
9 months ago, the lives of these people stopped. Great grief came to Tatiana, and Viktor Dolgik had to bury his beloved son. One February morning, the couple, as usual, went from their village to the district center to work. A terrible picture, which they saw right on the road, now haunts them both in dreams and in reality.
We stop by the village. My husband says, the car is on fire. We look closer. I'm saying this, Janina's car. I screamed.
This is all that remains of Evgeny Dolgik's car. Until the last, Tatiana and Viktor refused to believe that their son burned in the car. Moreover, it was impossible to identify Evgeny. In order to establish the identity of the deceased, a medical examination had to be done.
There was no hands or anything there. There are the spine and skull.
Evgeny Dolgik was 25 years old. He worked in the police, commander of the patrol service unit. The last day of Evgenya's life was a weekend, but he still went to work to repair the company car with his colleagues. It is known that the men were engaged in repairs until 02, drinking alcohol. Then they all left. What happened next, nobody knows. At 8:00 a.m., the remains were found.
There was a strong burn in the car itself. That is, the suspicion that the car was burning something, and most likely it was diesel fuel. Most likely, because you burn low with diesel gives a strong burn.
Trial experts were unable to establish the cause of death of Eugene, and firefighters never determined what happened to the car. Was it set on fire, or did it catch fire by accident? Now the death of the policeman is trying to write off an accident, but Evgeny's parents are sure that their son was killed, and to cover the traces, burned together with the car.
Every day these versions, who does it all? And in the process of this, you somehow begin to just look at people, understand that any of them could be somehow involved in this murder.
To understand what really happened to Eugene, his parents have sought assistance from our psychics. They specially brought their son's favorite gloves, which he wore constantly during his lifetime. With their help, the psychics will have to tell about the owner of the gloves. Is it true that they still store information about their owner? Will psychics be able to feel that the person who wore these gloves is no longer alive? Can they see exactly how he died? A permanent expert, criminologist Professor Mikhail Vinogradov, will monitor the progress of this experiment. The psychic Alexander Litvin begins the test first.
Good afternoon, Alexander. Viktor Nikolaevich, Tatiana Vasilievna. Alexander, what can you say about the owner of these
gloves?
Boston. Please tell me the name.
Kinushechka.
Her build is generally of average height and solid structure. A character of measured calm. A person buried. Numerous men were... This format is identical. Looks like a military uniform, and I think he himself in uniform too. I don't understand what uniform. He had a job. Very suddenly, what transpired was completely unexpected.
What
happened? I don't know, kind of attack. In the evening. It seemed it was either the end of winter or the beginning of... Well, the weather is warm. I don't feel any frost. In the distance, either a kiosk or a store, some kind of fire is burning. Well, like silicate brick or something.
Military administration silicate brick.
Here I see two young people under 25 years old. They are not sober. From alcohol or drugs. Most likely alcohol, and he himself stopped them. He stopped them, made a remark, and immediately got a punch in the face. Damage to the internal organs is seen an extensive hematoma.
Alexander Litvin correctly sensed that the owner of the gloves, a man no longer alive psychic, claimed that the man with shoulder straps had been attacked by a drunken company. Evgeny's father is also a policeman, and did think about the fact that his son could be ruined by an accidental quarrel with strangers.
Apparently during the fight they simply beat him well and thought they had killed him. And then apparently they decided what to do next.
The version of the accidental murder of Evgeny is confirmed by the fact that his valuable thing disappeared from the scene of the tragedy.
Missing was the gold he was in a few hours before his death. This song could not be lost in any way, which means it sat firmly in his possession, which means it was not found in the car later.
Did he misplace an item or did they confiscate it?
Moreover, if strangers were responsible for the policeman's death, why incinerate his body? Will other psychics corroborate Alexander Litvin's account?
It is a death.
Murdered. The next psychic, Zernazayev, just taking in his hands Evgeny's favorite gloves, was stated with certainty that their owners were murdered.
They are two men, I understand.
There's some kind of injured one.
Fire.
There was a fire.
Astonishingly, Zirodin Zayev, similar to the previous psychic Alexander Litvin, witnesses that two people were responsible for the policeman's death.
Why was he ultimately killed? What were the motivations or reasons behind it?
Yes, this involves the girl. It seems like some kind of love. This girl.
Indeed, his wife.
Evgeny Dolgy indeed entered matrimony, experiencing 3 years of marriage. However, if Zirodin's assertion is accurate, suggesting that his own wife murdered a policeman, then what precipitated this horrific act?
What kind of lover is there? Some kind of bad attitude. Conflict was it?
Yes, they had this filed for divorce.
This woman, life was a man.
This is a photograph of Blind.
This girl knows.
She knows about she is silent.
100% knows.
I personally told her she keep shut.
She know for sure.
This one is on the verge of divorce. So the murder happened 3 weeks before the divorce.
That is the reason you state that they possess it. Nothing close.
Yeah, she changed him.
Indeed, she had nothing close before that incident.
And the fact that Eugene's death is somehow related to his wife? The policeman's parents suspected from the very beginning after
3 weeks
after his death was to take place divorce proceedings. In the event of a divorce with Eugene, and wife was left with nothing. The young people lived with their parents, so they had no property of their own. Even the car in which it was made for a completely different person. Thus, as parents believe, her husband's death turned out to be beneficial for her.
Police officers have life insurance policies. In the event of their death, their parents and spouses receive payment. This ensures a decent sum and includes a pension as well. These material benefits present a certain financial interest.
Based on psychic evidence, it was determined that a police officer was murdered using hired assassins.
I can say for sure that I see that they too.
Was the person Russian or not?
When I viewed the first, one character was non-Russian. There was only one Russian and non-Russian present.
Already 2 psychics are absolutely convinced that Sergeant Dolgiki was killed and the car was completely burned down, not just as a result of an accident. Next psychic sorcerer Vlad Gadonia could not provide any help. Upon investigation, he categorically stated that the owner of the gloves is still among the living.
The owner of these gloves?
Prisoner.
Dependent on doctors.
That is, some kind of disease. And Lilia Boole told what not a psychic can see, but just an ordinary person.
Well, these gloves are designed for men. I'm quite uncomfortable discussing this further.
Which is inconvenient.
Because I'm a gentlewoman, I can't speak with such explicit details.
A woman is soft, not soft, but she needs to talk.
I would assert that he met a tragic end, but I can't elaborate further.
Which means you cannot.
Confidential information.
You don't see.
No, however, I observe his hair, large, not straight, and with a good-natured smile. This is my observation.
His hair was perpetually straight and not large.
Elena picked up the gloves at 03. And for some reason we don't understand, she immediately hurried to leave.
Can I refute the test?
Why?
You know, it's hard for me to work in this time.
Will you not be able to cope with the experience?
I'm incapable of managing it.
I am unable to do anything, as the clairvoyant elaborated to us. She didn't take the test out because she was concerned for her health. After all, communicating with the world of the dead at night is simply dangerous.
At night, I don't climb in at all, and I talk to them like you, and they can just sit down like this. They just sit there and observe me.
Just this morning, I awakened him sitting at my feet, staring at me.
I understand what I'm saying. Such things can send me to a mental hospital already.
However, the Kazakh shaman seemingly did not find the nocturnal work intimidating at all this time. Before scattering the stones, she trusted her sense of smell.
You cultivate a grand beauty of a poplar tree, but curiously it fell. I don't sense this individual in our world.
I perceive him distant from us, in the moon's domain, and not the sun's realm. You will lose your boy soon. Please don't hold a grudge against me. Listen to me. He will abruptly depart. Approximately age 23 or 25 years.
He had a passion for automobiles and motorcycles. It's possible he repaired cars. He likely lived with a girlfriend and had one child. You know, this man didn't even think about dying. He was full of life, And he was a witness to something. He just didn't leave. And for some reason, he later treated as an accident or put under the car something, some rigged something.
The tragedy was contrived.
He shows me a fire and it burns.
I see it burn down.
It is as if he were killed, then abandoned and burned. He is not suffering from burns in agony. I don't see it. It would be like he lived in it. For some reason it falls that two people that brought him there, two guys in a car drove up, and he was someone's witness.
That is, he was murdered because he had knowledge.
That the transportation of something was a large truck. I see it as something like a boxes covered with tarpaulin. This is such a big mafia, but I can't say that clearly. This guy just knew where this cargo was delivered. It seems to me that even here there is a transportation of weapons of some kind.
The shaman asserts that Eugene was executed for being a witness of smuggling. Sergeant Dolgik served as the commander of a patrol duty unit. Checking cars and cargo was his responsibility.
Work well with the forest. They monitored the illegal export of forest with illegal breeds. Drugs. Here's another side of the circumstances. It's possible he knew of something there's no nature. Pick a bribe there, what to cover up there, to smear it there. Well, that is how principled his was.
He even had his own suspects. He brought along several photographs of possible people involved in his son's death. He decided to show.
I don't like it here, and this person...
Are the people who killed here?
I'll see one person, I won't see another.
You saw exactly this?
Almaty said, killed, and imagine... A guy came to me as if to guess, took me a fork and put it here, almost killed me. It's good that other people came to me. He let me go. I say, Lord, I didn't say anything. Please, let me go. My son is small. He saw that my son was lying in the cradle, and he said, I felt sorry for you, but if you talk next time, I will cut your head off like a ram. After that, I'm scared.
I won't show any photos.
I don't like this guy. And the one who was there is a policeman who works in the police. They have now covered everything there.
We think this one's covering up, right?
Yes.
Did he know those who killed him?
Knew his spirit would still come to this world, and his spirit would hunt those who killed. One would accidentally die. He would be caught in prison, he would hang, and this spirit would hang him. How can I tell you? And two will die from a terrible disease of bone cancer. Your son just wanted to set up a house. He has been obsessed with making money for the last few years.
We hadn't talked there before. He was going to build a house. He said
he wanted a big wooden 2-story house.
He wanted to build a house?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're from Kazakhstan. Yes, you too. And I'm from Kazakhstan, from Alma-Ata. And now I came here to try myself.
I believe that she is truthful. She has called many facts.
Maybe from this information, some kind of development will continue there. Precisely in the investigation.
6 psychics who in front of your eyes today passed the most difficult tests are waiting for the verdict of the jury. In a few minutes, we will know which of them lost the battle and will be forced to leave today.
I found that Lilia did not cope completely.
She stopped surprising us like a search engine?
I believe that Vlad Sadoni has so many cigarettes and...
Take out the photo, which is in a black envelope.
The most...
Gentlemen, I consider the board of the jury open. Tell me which of the psychics impressed you this week.
2 psychics coped with the prisoner's test. This is Vlad Kadonyev, and 2, it was the
Kogeto
that impressed everyone without exception, accurately pointed to the girl who was in captivity and told everything when it was, where was the girl.
It has also proven itself well in other tests.
She shared reliable facts and even identified the make of the car where our son burned, surpassing all other psychics. I want to commend
Kogeto,
Alexander, Litvin, and Zerodin.
The only thing for Litvin was that, unlike Kogeto, he gave fewer details, but he told the gist, told that it was a murder, which is extremely important. because the investigation was stuck on the spot for a long time between the accidental fire and the murder.
For instance, Alexander specifically mentioned one criminal's distinctive features.
For the entrance test,
Alexander Litvin also found it and was stingy in details, but Elena Smilova impressed the owner of the wallet himself. She pointed out exactly the apartment, but she told me that Stanislav Sadalski is doing in the apartment now, and he considered her the best.
I will say that Alexander Litvin also coped well with this task. He's the only one who felt that Stanislav Sadalski's residence encompasses 2 levels. He firmly stated, this individual's vigor emanates from 2 entrances. Alight, we shall cast our votes. Who distinguished themselves this week? At this point, we must deliberate on who will depart.
For the trials that took place today, did not cope completely, Lilia.
She stopped surprising us like a search engine? We saved her, we gave her the opportunity, and we tested her, but nevertheless, we cannot judge her on her old merits.
I believe Vletkadoni. He smoked so many cigarettes and smoked in general.
Way of working.
Well, I don't know, but he hasn't said anything specific for so long, that's all.
Our next step involves casting our votes to decide which psychic will exit the arena today. Well, the choice is made, and psychics are waiting for me at the appointed place at the appointed time. Members, the decision has been compiled into these 2 envelopes, and I'm about to reveal the result. A white envelope to find out the name of the strongest psychic this week. This. A clairvoyant cassette.
You know, I've always struggled with self-doubt, and naturally, I'm happy about my achievements.
Well done, well done.
Dear psychics, you know that the rules of the project are such that every week, one psychic unfortunately has to leave the project. And so it will happen this time. I take out the photo, which is in a black envelope. Is Lily.
It brought me joy and contentment. I depart from this project with a sense of peace and love.
Thank you. Does anyone want to say goodbye to Lila?
We're not going to bid her farewell.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Lilia and I are that good? To be honest, Lilia prayed for you throughout this entire period, hoping you'd stay with us.
Sorry, Lilia, for this to happen, but unfortunately, rules are rules. But thank you for participating.
I am very grateful and happy to be here.
I firmly believe that the miles I have accomplished are truly remarkable.
And to our viewers, at precisely 8 p.m. next week, tune in to watch the next episode of Battle, where 5 clairvoyants remain.
Everything is proceeding smoothly as planned. I will miss the connection because we are special people. We are delicate, ethereal beings.